When Two Broke Girls ended in 2017, it left a lot of unanswered questions. Will Caroline and Bobby's relationship work out? Will Max and Caroline's dessert bar stay afloat? Here's the ending of Two Broke Girls explained. When you picture the leads of Two Broke Girls, Max Black and Caroline Channing, you likely picture them in the iconic yellow and red waitressing uniforms they wear throughout the series while working at the Williamsburg Diner. A lot of the show's most iconic scenes take place while they wait tables there. This is where Max and Caroline meet each other for the first time. As many fans will recall, the iconic duo first meet when Caroline gets a job at the diner. At first, Max hates the idea of working with Caroline, who is spoiled and inexperienced. The two eventually grow to become inseparable. In the final episode, they seem to have finally outgrown the diner. During the season 6 finale, the pair meet with their boss Han to give their 2-week notice, although it's more of a 1-week notice since they also ask Han for the week off. Seeing the girls leave the diner is bittersweet because so much of the show takes place there. But by the finale, it's time for them to move on, as Caroline tells Han,
"You're phasing the diner out of our lives. I have a stylist now."
Perhaps the biggest plot twist in the Two Broke Girls finale is the return of Randy Walsh, a recurring love interest for Max throughout season 5 and 6. The pair first meet in season 5, episode 13. Max runs into him at a restaurant while she and Caroline are visiting Hollywood. The pair quickly hit it off. It's clear that they have strong feelings for one another, but the relationship is far from smooth. They break up on several occasions. Randy doesn't think they can make their long-distance relationship work out, so Max is understandably shocked when he shows up at the end of season 6 to try to win her back. At first, she is hesitant to believe him because he's been so unreliable in the past, but then he tells her he's moved to New York and proposes. It's hard to know if Max or Caroline is more excited about the engagement. There's an adorable scene with Caroline jumping up and down with shock and joy when Max shows her the ring. Since the show ended after that episode, we're left to assume that Max and Randy finally settled down together. So we can assume from the ending that Max and Randy live happily ever after. But what about Caroline? Well, fortunately, she's in a good place by the series end too. In the finale, the girls are attending the premiere of a movie made about Caroline's real-life riches to rags story. The film makes Caroline feel more like a star than ever.
Oh my god, look at all this!
And as far as her personal life goes, things seem to be going well with her boyfriend Bobby. The pair meet in season 6 when Bobby gets hired as a contractor to make renovations at Max and Caroline's dessert bar. Their relationship faces some challenges throughout the season. Bobby's pushy mother prefers him to be with his ex-girlfriend Jessica. However, Bobby stays by Caroline's side, and though they aren't engaged by the end of the show, Max tells Caroline,
"See, Caroline, you got your wish. We're both with someone."
However, there is a slight hiccup when Max and Caroline's love interests meet at the end of the finale. It's clear they don't get along. We don't know how that would have affected their relationship moving forward, but as we all know, Max and Caroline's friendship is the most central relationship in the show, and as long as they're in each other's lives, things will probably work out just fine for both of them. When the show begins, both Caroline and Max are just barely scraping by on their waitressing jobs. Their struggle to make ends meet is a continual theme throughout the show, hence the title. But by the end of the series, things are looking a little more promising for Max and Caroline. After a failed attempt to open a cupcake shop in season 2, some viewers may have thought the pair would stop trying to break into the dessert business. However, after realizing cupcakes aren't as lucrative as alcohol, they come up with the idea for a dessert bar. The girls struggle to find a space and get things going. There are many moments where it seems like the business is doomed to fail. However, by season 6, their dessert bar is up and running. The show ended before fans could see how far their business would go, but it seems safe to say it was off to a better start than their other endeavors. Most likely they became more successful than ever. Although the season 6 finale tied up a lot of loose ends, it still felt abrupt. So was that really where the show was supposed to end? Well, according to Two Broke Girls showrunner Michelle Nader, the story was far from over. If the show had run another season, Nader wanted to explore how Max's engagement would change her relationship with Caroline. Nader told TV Line, "Max and Caroline have always been the strongest couple on the show, and they will continue to be. But like any friendship, how does that dynamic change when someone gets a significant other?" It seemed they had a lot of plans for season 7. Nader also mentioned the animosity between Max and Caroline's significant others as a conflict to explore further. And although things seemed perfect for Randy and Max after the proposal, Nader suggested there would have been some growing pains there. Nader explained, "Randy is wealthy, and Max is not comfortable in that world. In the way Max showed Caroline how to be poor, Caroline is going to show Max how to have money and how to be comfortable with it, and not sabotage it." Unfortunately for its fans, cast, and crew, Two Broke Girls was canceled before we saw what was meant to happen in season 7. According to The Hollywood Reporter, CBS dropping the show was partly due to Warner Brothers owning and producing it. This complicated negotiations for a final season. Many members of the cast were surprised and sad to see the series come to a sudden end. In an exclusive interview with The List, Beth Bears, who played Caroline, said she wished the show had gotten a proper send-off. She said, "I mean, it was really sad, especially when you've been on a show that many years, and for Kat Dennings and I, it was pretty much our whole 20s, and changed both of our lives in such a beautiful way." But fans will be happy to know that Bears said she'd definitely do a Two Broke Girls reboot if given the chance. Although the show ended suddenly, we can take comfort knowing that Caroline and Max were doing well in the last episode, and the cast and crew have their memories and the relationships they formed while filming the series. Kat Dennings posted a tweet on behalf of her and Bears saying, "We've had a wonderful 6 seasons as Max and Caroline. We are so proud of our time on Two Broke Girls, and of all the things this experience has given us, the most treasured is our lifelong friendship." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about Two Broke Girls are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.